So hi guys, welcome to an interview with one of our clients, Sean Driscoll from Martin and Co in Leamington Spa. I just want to catch up with some of our clients and find out a bit about the market in their areas at the moment. Just see, what their thoughts are. So good morning, Sean.
Hi Chris, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Good, thank you. How are you finding everything?
Interesting, like it is for everybody. Challenging at the moment, mate. But that's what we got. We got no choice. It's out of our control, so we may as well crack on and get sorted.
So how have you found the market at the moment? And obviously, Leamington Spa is quite a nice area to live. How are you finding the market? What are people doing?
It's a really, really interesting subject. On the rental side, I've been quite amazed that we've got interesting properties. We've got people going through video tours with us. We've conducted the odd viewing with government guidelines, standing from a distance, properties empty for 72 hours. It's been amazing, really. People are still pursuing, in the rental world, pursuing a new home and looking for ways to settle in and move in as quick as possible.
I suppose if you are a tenant, and you're not a homeowner yourself, I guess, the reasons for wanting to move into a property remain the same.
Absolutely, absolutely. As long as it's all covered by the guidelines that the government have issued, it's still going ahead. It's not as 100% active. It's basically active, which is good news, really. And I admire people for in this situation that we're in, trying to pursue a move for themselves.
And of course, with a business like yours, which has got a lettings arm, you're well placed for that residual income to keep coming into your business.
Exactly. Our clients seem to be well organised with their financial side. Like everybody else, we've got clients who have been furloughed. Unfortunately, a few have been made redundant. So everybody seems to be structured and having a professional view and mindset to the process we're in, the lockdown.
So let's fast forward a little bit and see, the end of this COVID-19 crisis. What do you think the market, will look like, come the end of this crisis?
I think it's very interesting, and it kind of boils down to mindset. On the sales side, we would have seen a traditional in the summer, it would be ramping up. I think sales will step forward, not as fantastic as we'd all hope for, but it will step forward. And I think rental will probably go at a quicker rate, and it will come back. The bit that I always think about, Chris, trying to stay as positive as possible. All these horrible predictions about recession and it's going to take years for us to recover. Well, there is an argument for it, but the counter argument is this is a situation where the world has turned down the economic activity. We've all turned it down. And the thing that I'm interested in is what happens when we turn it back up.
Everyone's in the same boat, though. I mean, if it were just us, look at the crash in 08, you look at those sort of things, that was isolated to us. That was our problem.
Absolutely.
This is a global problem. Everyone has been affected by this.
Absolutely.
So if it's a global problem, surely there'll be a global solution.
Exactly. Well, hopefully there'll be a global solution. So it's kind of, on one hand, we desperately need to pay attention to the scientists. On the other hand, you can feel the need for economic activity to be turned back on again is starting to happen. And I think if it's controlled properly, well, it'll just ease, everybody will ease back into it. And I think it could step forward in a hopefully positive manner.
Yeah. So in terms of, looking more introspectively, what are you doing as Martin and Co? Obviously you're part of a large franchise network throughout the UK. What are head office doing to support you? And what are you in turn doing to support yourself?
Let's take it from the head office point of view first. We get daily contacts from head office. It's through a Facebook group which has been set up and driven by a lady called Kate at head office, who's been a tremendous help to us all. I think the next level back down at our level at Martin & Co Leamington Spa, well, like everybody else, we shut the office a few weeks ago. Everybody's working at home, all the team, the frontline team are active, phoning people, talking to people, doing video tours. The maintenance team are active. It's the greatest opportunity we have had for years and years to go back to basics and talk to people, picking up the phone, chatting, and making sure people are, one, safe, and B, how can we help?
In terms of Martin & Co then, you're being quite proactive in your local market. You're keeping in contact with your clients, you're calling people that you might not have called for a little while. You know, you're really investing yourselves back in. I mean, you already invest yourselves heavily into the community with all of the video work that you do, the Digital Mayor sort of platform that you're using to get involved with local business and also local amenity. But you're really, really investing your time and energies into embedding yourselves further into your community, no?
Definitely. There's some real brilliant examples in our community of people helping out in all areas. And I just think Leamington, Warwick, Stratford, all our areas round by us, the great places for people, the community to support the NHS, support people in isolation. I think it's great all over the place. I think it's just going back to basics and talking to people, checking on people, making sure they're safe, making sure they're okay, and asking them a question: how can we help you?
And what what are Martin & Co.'s plans? What are your plans for, post-COVID? What are you going to do when the doors reopen, everyone goes back out? What is your plan?
Our plan for the business is we kind of starting to look inwards and find ways where we can do things better. The massive door opening up for online viewings, which is incredible. And you can think differently. You can think out of the box about subjects when we open again. I mean, it's one strange thing that keeps coming into my mind is, in the future, do we need to open on a Saturday, which is what we've always done? If people are doing viewings, they might want to do them online and offering that option. And anybody can do them from anywhere. It's really about thinking about the team and then layering on how are we going to talk to clients and how are we going to deal with it in the future. It's just an opportunity to think outside the box.
I've been speaking to some clients who actually are going to continue doing the virtual tour as part of their general offer, because actually they're getting the same sorts of conversion rates as general viewings, and it's less disruptive for the homeowner. Yeah. And in terms of just personally now, looking at yourself, how are you filling your time? How are you filling this break? In a lockdown environment.
It's been an interesting challenge. So in the first week, I committed all the cardinal sins all over social media, all over the news, watching everything at every moment, and it just affects your mindset. From that moment onwards, when I finally woke up to it, before I come online, I'm exercising for an hour in the morning, and then exercising externally outside for an hour at night time, and importantly, I'm starting to control how I watch and what I watch in social media and where I watch the government. I mean, in our industry, we're blessed at the moment. There's quite a few incredible, I'd call them gurus in the industry. I'd listen and watch anything that Matt Giggs puts out. I'd listen and watch anything and read anything John Paul puts out. And then the other thing that I would recommend to people is, regarding social media, I've started only to watch one thing really, which is the government update. That is everything else is being parked.
Yeah, it's just noise.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just finally then, Sean, what would your advice be to other people in your position, other business owners, other letting and estate agencies, what would your advice be, to them going forward?
In the working day, create routines for you to keep you going. It's so important. Go back to basics. Pick the phone up, talk to people. have a chat to people, find out how they are, interact with them, make sure they're safe, make sure that, you know, a basic question: are you safe? Is there anything I can do for you? Do you need help? And then also take the time to look at stuff for yourself, how you can self-improve, have a look at the way you can progress, talk about things like interaction with people, interaction with your team. Are you monitoring them on a daily basis? Do they know what they should achieve? Are they accountable to you? And it's kind of basics like that, Chris, really.
Sean, thanks a million for chatting to me today. Keep yourself safe. Make sure you stay indoors. And I really hope to see you in person in the very near future.
Definitely, Chris. Take care. Best of luck to you. Take care.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Bye.